Sariel is brought back to an old memory of hers. It was back in the streets of Parthenon during the fall, when she couldn't have been more than 7 or 8. It wasn't that night that they would end up sharing the spoils of their thievery. After all, Parthenon is a big city. But it's not such a big city that the two errant kids didn't recognize each other on the street. The ice had been broken, and through their little encounter, they had developed a kind of mutual respect. They would end up teaming up hundreds more times, going from stealing food to stealing valuables. Sariel saw it more as a game and as a kind of harmless thing. And then, as she became a woman grown and that habit never really went away, well, she simply didn't think about it all that much. That is, not until that fateful night when Dario and her split up after the Lord Hagen job. After going after those rebel bannermen and their families, she couldn't shake the feeling that she might have really hurt people. As her mind was filling with those thoughts, her dream turned into a nightmare. She remembered meeting Dario again in Al-Wadi, how he grabbed her arm and she injured him. The tiger getting loose at Sam Salazar's party, filling her head with a bestial roar. The vengeful man who stole from Salazar, pointing a crossbow at her. And the Hydra, glaring at her with its 6 heads. 6 heads swirling at her with 6 pairs of dead eyes. 6 heads devouring Sir Tristan, and for a second it felt as if she was the one being devoured. She was awoken suddenly by the sound of a blowing horn. So we end the scene there. We add +1 chaos, because it was a nightmare. And we are starting on scene 10 with chaos 6. As you will see, I'm taking the reins of the story a little bit more. That is usually what I do when I get near the end of a story. It's simply because I want to pay off everything, and I have to treat the story almost like a detective novel. It's like the pieces are fitting together, and there's not 100 ways of fitting everything in, of paying off things, and of keeping consistency. So, what I expect is that Sariel discovers there was an assassination attempt on Lord Reginald. So we need a 7 or more to get exactly that. If not, it's gonna be more random. 5. Oh boy, that is not what we needed. 5 means we have an altered scene. This is always tricky. Since it's an altered scene, I will try using the scene adjustment table. So I need to roll a d10 again. 8, I think. That's make 2 adjustments, of course. So I'm gonna roll 2 d10s now. A 9 and a 1. So the 1 is remove a character. And the 9 is another make 2 adjustments, so instead I'm gonna choose. Well, I'm just gonna make it go the way I want it to go. A man-at-arms peeks inside Sariel's tent.
Good. You're still there. That means you're out of suspicion. Come with me. The hour is grave.
Sariel hurries to put on her armor.
Bring your weapons also.
Marcus is also sitting up, shivering slightly from the cold desert night. Sariel and Marcus are led to Lord Darkmoor's tent. They see Sir Tristan lying inert in his bed, with a fresh wound in his ribs.
"Oh dear, this is horrible!"
she exclaims, bringing her hand to her face.
I'm afraid you haven't seen the worst of it,
says the swordsman. He lifts the curtain partitioning the tent, revealing Lord Darkmoor's opulent living quarters.
Killed by a blade to the neck,
comments the man, as he points to his dead sire. Another man-at-arms enters the tent.
Corval,
he calls the first man.
Imalesh is missing, and we are still checking if he is the only one.
Sariel looks around the room as the men discuss the situation. She has a strange feeling.
Hey. The elephant statue. Have you seen it? I thought it would be here.
The desert gets unexpectedly windy. The cold is cutting right through the fabric of the tent, and it's making its walls move ominously. That's weird, says Marcus, as he peers outside. There's some kind of sandstorm. Sariel rushes to see what is happening, and they spot light at the foot of the bone-strewn mound where the Hydra's corpse still lies. So, obviously, something is happening over there.
They're opening the city,
Says Sariel with conviction. I will have Sariel and Marcus trying to reach the mound through the sandstorm, but in order to do so, and to do so quickly enough, they have to pass a Constitution skill check of 11. I am starting with Sariel. Yeah, that's perfect. So she gets an 11. And now Marcus. He doesn't. A 6 and a 3. So Sariel managed to go pretty quick, but Marcus is kind of held back. And he's like trying as best as he can to get through it. Sariel arrives at the foot of the mound. A formerly buried sandstone facade is now visible. The facade is composed of 6 columns, and they stand opposite of a small pedestal with the elephant statuette resting on it. In the middle of the columns, between the third and fourth one, is what looks like, to Sariel, like a mirror. Except it is not reflecting what is behind her, but it is showing the inside of a sandstone structure, where a similar but much larger statue of an elephant is displayed prominently. My question is, are there any signs of the people who opened up the way? And I think it's 50-50. Maybe Sariel managed to catch up to them, or maybe they already are long gone. They're somewhere else. Oh, 62, I believe. No sign of them, but since Sariel was pretty fast, they can't be too far. Sariel goes up to the mirror-like surface and touches it. To her surprise, her hand goes right through it. So she decides to step into it, and she finds herself inside the large room. So we are officially in the dungeon now. So let me explain to you how we're gonna proceed, as I am using the rules from Scarlet Heroes. Though I might probably tweak them a little bit. So, I will be using this die when determining the dungeon places, the location within the dungeon. I will use this die for determining if we have an encounter, this one to roll for treasure, this one to roll for threats, and this one to roll for features. Now, since we entered the first room, I will need to roll for encounters, treasure, hazard, and features. Alright, so a 9 is an encounter. Another 9 is a treasure. Visible treasure in this case. We do not get a hazard, and we do not get a feature. So now I would be rolling for encounter and treasure. I will still roll for the encounter, but I will not be doing treasures because of the specific nature of this dungeon. Sariel is chasing after whoever opened this, and so she won't take the full time of searching for treasure in every room. So let's roll for encounters. It's 3d6. And I will be rolling on this table. So 6 plus 2 plus 4, 12. We get 2d4 plus t a dice worth of minions and elites. And since Sariel is level 4, the t, the threat, is gonna be equal to 4. So, that's not gonna be easy. As Sariel steps into the elephant shrine, she realizes there are figures closing in on her, coming from adjacent prayer rooms. All of them look undead. Most of them are bald men and women wearing little more than a loincloth, while there are a few figures clad in linen armor wearing a metallic elephant mask wielding a large scimitar. All of them look frenzied. Here are the stats for the little guys, stats for the elites, and I just have to roll to see how many there are. 4 plus 2. Oh, so it's 10. Wow. There's 6 temple slaves, and there's 1 elephant head. It's gonna be Sariel's turn first. She doesn't have time to prepare her crossbow, so she'll just go with her dirk. Sariel moves up to the intimidating undead and the elephant mask, ready to strike him down with her dirk. Wow, that is a 20. 6 plus 2, 8. Well, it's 2 hit points of damage. And of course, as per the free die rules, I could use my free die against anyone. So I will be targeting mostly this guy, the elite. Free die is 1d6, of course. And that is a 3. She lodges her blade deep in his armpit, and he starts leaking a tar-like substance from the wound. She does a follow-up attack, inflicting more damage on him. So, only has 1 hit die left. I will let the elite plus 3 minions attack Sariel this turn. And I'm assuming the other ones are just kinda moving up towards her. So the elite is the red die, and the other ones are for 6. So let's see. I've got a hit from the elite. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, come on. That is a 9. Sariel maneuvers to defend herself from the onslaught, but the swordsman manages to slash her arm with one of his blows. So Sariel is at 8 HP. If she doesn't get hit for the rest of the fight, she could heal from that. But it'll be tricky. Well, she is going to attack the minions this time, just because I think I'm gonna be able to kill the swordsman with my free die. That is a 12. She get plus 4, 16. Yeah, it's gonna wound the minions for sure. Right now, 1d6 plus 2. That is still a 3. Sariel targets the mass of slaves this time and manages to take one down. So 5 minions and 1 elite. Now she's going to use her free die, and she's gonna target the elite. He's probably gonna die unless I get a 1. Oh, come on. Look at that. Look at this BS. Again, I will have 3 slaves and the elite attacker. This is not going well. Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh, this is not going well. Well, since I didn't have the best of luck with this die, I'm using it for the minion. And the other one for the elite. Yeah, well, of course, eh? So that's 3 damage. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna fully recover from this. I'm only at 5. That is not good. I need to be lucky this time. Again, I'm targeting the minion. $18. Cool. And I deal 6 because I have a +2. So I kill 2 minions. Sariel takes her revenge by taking down 2 more slaves. Now, with my Frey die, can I kill the elite? 5, yep, that's enough. She then turns to the elephant mask, and with a savage strike, she plunges her dirk right through his chest. So we have only 3 slaves remaining. Oh my god. They're all hits. One, two damage. The minions unleash their fury on Sariel, redoubling efforts to kill her, as if they were enraged by the loss of the swordsman. Sariel is starting to feel faint. So she's only at 3 HP. Come on now, Sariel. You better kill them all in this turn. Attack them. Of course, I almost had a 20, but I had a 2. So that doesn't work. Thankfully, she still gets her Frey die. So that's 1 more dead. $14, that's enough, but 9 is not. See? That's a 2, so that's 1 damage. One of the remaining undead scratches Sariel with its gnarled claws. So I'm all the way down to 2 HP, which is no good. Please, please a hit. That's a 9. Plus 4, 13, plus 7, yeah, that's just enough. So 1d6. There's a 3. Plus 2, yeah, that's just 1 damage. Sariel takes out one of them, and with the last of her vigor, she attacks the next one. Come on. There's a 2. So, he dead. The last undead collapses, sending echoes through the shrine. And so we reach the end of the scene, and I'm gonna add 1 to the chaos due to this really tough fight, leaving me, Sariel, almost dead. And since we're in a moment of high suspense, I will end the video here. So this was the second to last video. The next one will be the finale. It might be a little longer. We'll have a bunch more dungeoneering. We'll have the climactic end. I know it's gonna be tense for me to shoot because Sariel didn't do that good in this fight, so I'm gonna be scared she's gonna die. But I think it's gonna be really thrilling, and I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the finale. Don't forget to leave a like, a comment, or to subscribe to show that you enjoy this content and to see more of it. And I will see you in the finale. Bye!